Hello there, Aries. Thank you so much for stopping by for your tarot video forecast for the week of May 2nd through the 8th. On Monday, what you guys have coming up, Aries, is you do have the Five of Coins. And the Five of Coins is simply telling me that there's something going on that has you tightening up your belt. So there's maybe something added to the budget that wasn't there before, a new payment for a car or for a new cell phone, or maybe you have a new mortgage payment or something like that. Maybe your utilities have gone up. Maybe you've decided that you're wanting more free time, so you've walked away from a part-time job. But something has you tightening up your belt when it comes to your finances on Monday. Now on Tuesday, what we have coming up for you guys is we have the Fool. And the Fool is actually my favorite card. It does talk about new beginnings, and it talks about beginnings that are very much tuned in to sacred spirit, where you're looking at, okay, what feels right more than you're looking at what seems right logically. So there's some kind of new beginning that you are feeling out with your intuition on Tuesday. Now, on Wednesday, it's interesting. We start with the first card we have right next to it, the World in Reverse, which is the last card in the Major Arcana. The World in Reverse is telling me that whatever is your dream or your goal that you're working towards on Wednesday, don't expect it exactly to show up on Wednesday, although I do think you'll be seeing some of the early manifestations of it. But this card is an encouraging card. It just says that if you keep moving forward, this dream will manifest, but don't give up early. Patience. It calls for patience. Now on Thursday, Aries, you have the King of Clubs showing up in reverse. This is just telling me about somebody that you're interacting with on Thursday. King of Clubs is somebody, for most of you, this will be a male, although not for all. And this is somebody who I feel like when you're interacting with them on Thursday, they feel like they've made some mistakes. They're kind of flighty and flip-floppy in their decisions anyway. That's just sort of their normal personality. They like to do everything sort of by the seat of their pants and sort of make up the rules as they go. And I feel like being that way has somehow caused this person some problems that now they're having to deal with. And I feel like you're going to be hearing about those problems. This person may be using you as a sounding board on Thursday. They may be looking to you for advice or stability. I feel like this person sees you, Aries, as a more stable person than them, as somebody who just makes sense and handles things in a much more stable way than they do. And so I feel like they may be looking at you for insights on the best way to handle the situation now that they've got it mucked up and they realize that. On Friday, you guys have the Four of Swords showing up, and the Four of Swords is just telling me that you're doing a little bit of forced downtime on Friday. Forced downtime is time when you wouldn't do what you're normally doing every day. So this could be like my mother was a nurse for a long time, and sometimes if there weren't enough patients on the floor that she was assigned to, they might call her up a half an hour before the shift and say, don't come in, we don't need that much help here today. So that could be an example of forced downtime. But there's a lot of different ways that forced downtime can show up, and it just keeps you from doing everything you normally would. Now, the beauty about forced downtime, though, is that it does give you time to do things you wouldn't normally do, and it gives you time to think about things that you normally wouldn't think about. So even though nobody really wants anything forced upon them, there is an upside here, and that is that you have come out of this with a different perspective that's really new and improved and upgraded perspective for yourself, Aries. Saturday, what we have coming up is we do have an Eight of Cups in reverse. Eight of Cups in reverse I always think is kind of an interesting card. It just says that you had a situation in your life that you felt like you were putting more energy and effort into than it was giving back, or the return you were getting from the situation, and it could have been a relationship. And you decided that you were never going to get back enough to feel replenished. You were always going to feel drained by the situation. And so it was just time to cut your losses and walk away from the situation. Now that happened in the past, but what's going on Saturday is whatever that situation was, you're walking back into it on Saturday. So whatever that was, coming back into it, hopefully there's a reason to believe that you'll be less depleted by whatever the situation is. And then on Sunday, what we have coming up is we have a Four of Clubs. Four of Clubs is just telling me that there's some kind of a reunion. This can be where there's a temporary separation between lovers and they come back together. This can also be some type of family reunion. This can be everybody getting together for a birthday or a first communion or what have you. This can also be somebody coming home from vacation or coming back from a military tour, anything along those lines. When I look at this card the way it is here, I think of it as somebody coming into the nest. So if you can look at Sunday and think, okay, who's coming into the nest? Where does that fit? That's where you're going to see this manifestation showing up in your life. Okay, so that's your week, Aries. Thank you so much for stopping by and hanging out, liking, sharing, subscribing, and commenting. I do appreciate all of your support. Everyone have a fantastic week. I will see you back here the next time. Peace out.